Kathy, of course, Kathy. Good morning. I hope everything's going well with your summer.
Right.
And we'll see you soon.
How is Kathy?
She's good.
Next Wednesday, doubleheader.
I had breakfast with her the other day.
Did you?
Over at Belmont Hall.
So good.
Yeah.
So
Can't go wrong there.
No, love it. That's our go-to place. Been for years.
Yep.
But, all right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Peter.
All right, Matt. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. And we have A. Robert Dion, a.k.a. Robbio, tomorrow on the show. Good stuff. So we'll see you tomorrow. Keep it right here. You got Matt Connerton Unleashed coming up at 4 p.m., followed by A. Robert Dion, also known as Robbio's Majestic Theater Through the Stage Door, a show I listen to every week. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks, Robbio. Your show's not on tonight. It's on Granite State of Mind. I still love you, though. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Any new business to come before the board? Alderman Sapienza.
I'd like to congratulate Peter White on his morning show. He celebrated the 5th anniversary this week. Peter's built a real community that's enjoyed by many people in Manchester of all ages and areas of the city. So congratulations to Peter White, and thank you, Peter.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
show up out of nowhere. Can't tell friend from foe. I'm left here feeling so down, down. Sink your teeth into my skin. You'll never hurt me again. I can't feel nothing anymore. I want more. No rest, no sleep tonight. You're all I think about. No rest, no sleep tonight. You're all I think about. My guts are slashed wide open. All the things I'll never miss. I want you just the way you are. Yeah. See you later, now it's gone. Been waiting for too long. Just need to get some bed and sleep now. No rest, no sleep tonight. You're all I think about. No rest, no sleep tonight. You're all I think about. No rest, no sleep tonight. You're all I think about. No rest, no sleep tonight. You're all I think about. No rest, no sleep tonight. You're all I think about. No rest, no sleep tonight. You're all I think about.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's that time again. Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. Hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, July 19, 2023. We have a very busy show for you, of course. Coming up in just a few minutes, my friend Eric Pilcher will be Skyping in all the way from Cedar Rapids, Iowa for our weekly segment with my favorite conservative, as we do every Wednesday. Coming up in the second hour, we have our musical guest today. The band Wired for Sound will be joining us. And if that wasn't enough, we have a surprise. That's right, John Hopwood is here.
What's the surprise?
You.
Oh. You have a new hat.
Yes, People's Action.
What does that mean?
This is an organization that Jenny works with. She's been, I don't know if you've been keeping up on her adventures and activism. She's been going to...
Is this the targeting politicians?
No, she's been going to Washington, D.C. to speak on behalf of getting health care for everyone in America. Medicare for All and things like that. And she's been doing great work, and this is a fantastic organization that she's involved with.
Oh, I've never heard of them before.
And I wear the hat proudly. People's Action, yes.
Why is it skewed towards it's justified on the right, but not on the left?
I don't know.
So if you get rid of the P and it's just the box says People's Action, People's. That's something for conspiracists to think about.
Oh, I see. Oh my.
Just like that woman who was next to the imaginary man on the plane. I mean, there was allegedly a human being there, but was he human, or what Congress is ready to term a non-human intelligence? Which would explain a lot about Congress.
By the way, the imaginary man would be a great name for a band, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Now that you mention it.
Yeah, other great names would come from the sayings of Charles Manson and his disciples, but I'm sure you've gone through all of those.
Obviously.
The Devil's Business, stuff like that.
And by the way, I noticed you're wearing sunglasses. Did you put those on because you heard the song Guts from Wired for Sound and you wanted to look rock and roll?
Actually, these are Air Force glasses, but they use the term rock and roll in the Tom Cruise movies? But he's a naval pilot.
I think so. Let's rock and roll.
Pilot.
Yes, That's right.
Yes. You can see my wit has been quite dulled since that little squint ran off from me and came here, that Judas.
Yes, our friend Eric Pilcher, yes.
Your friend Eric Pilcher.
Well, he'll be Skyping in a moment, and you can...
Eric Pilcher, who wants somebody to stitch a hair shirt for him.
Perhaps you can rekindle... By the way, aren't you supposed to be on your television show right now as we speak?
Mary Heath is interviewing a local political candidate. I figured because, as I told her, there's only... I actually mentioned your name. There's only one human being that can out-talk me in all of New Hampshire, and that's Jim O'Connell. It's best that she interviews the candidates. At least they get to say a few things.
Right. That is true. Well, Eric will be joining us via Skype, which means the studio line will be open if anyone wants to interject in that manner.
Interact with that little squint.
603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connerton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. Hell, you can even interact with our new AI chatbot.
No way.
At mattconnerton.com.
You've got an AI chatbot?
Of course. I have to keep up with all this technology.
Is she romancing you? Is she
oh,
dirty
my goodness.
talking?
Oh, no, it's not that kind of chatbot, I assure you.
Has Trump been arrested again?
No, not yet, but he has a target letter. And I believe Eric Pilcher is on the line. Hello, sir.
Hello, Matt. Hello, John. How are you?
Judas.
Now, why would you say that?
Must you betray me with your?
How has he betrayed you?
I wouldn't call them kisses. With a kiss off.
Oh my! Well, that's terrible. Eric, do you have a response for that? This is. I feel that he has besmirched you, as William Regal used to say.
Has anybody taken up your offer to stitch you a hair shirt?
No, I still have no shirt, John, and I do not have my Eric Pilcher ice cream bars.
Ooh.
Yes, well, and it's too bad because summertime would be perfect for those.
Yes.
Yes,
it gets
it's
steamy
very,
in Iowa.
it's very sad that this has not been done.
Yes.
If I know the fine people that work on Ward 13 would get it done for me if I asked.
There's who is on Ward 13? That show doesn't exist anymore.
Well, it's hard to. It is in
because
fairness
of the
hard to,
machinations of Mr. Covington.
Hard to keep up because of me.
Well, today's show is called Meet the Candidates.
Oh, by the way, I did. Now, there's a certain individual, and I'm not going to say who, but one of the things that Eric and I discuss in our Wednesday segment, of course, is media once in a while. But goings on in media, and Eric, I know you probably have seen this, and John, you probably have not. There's a certain individual who shall remain nameless, who I usually disagree with about pretty much everything.
Tucker Carlson.
But he said something salient that I thought, wow, he really nailed it there. Eric, you'll figure it out pretty quickly. And like I said, you might have seen this. So a certain individual who also comments on media and the various goings on in mainstream media was very upset with a particular program called The View, which I believe airs on ABC. And he made this stunning observation. And I thought, I'd never really, that hadn't occurred to me. He said, while complaining about The View, that centuries ago, a show like that would not exist. And I heard him say that, and I said,
that's true.
I think he's right. Yeah, see?
I would think that until possibly 1936, with the advent of mechanical television, but the first real broadcasts were 1939, experimental broadcasts. That you couldn't have a show. Until,
see, he was right. What's
83 years ago?
What say you, Eric? Do you agree with that? Centuries ago, a show like The View simply couldn't exist.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. See,
then again, it could exist in another form.
So The View didn't exist.
I'll tell you, even a broken clock. Am I right? I mean, and again, we won't mention who the individual is I'm referring to who said that, but I just thought, wow, that's I can't argue with that.
It is said that those talk shows take the place of the village watering hole, where and I know this isn't a correct term to use, but I haven't fully transitioned yet, where women would gather and gossip about the goings on in the village.
Well,
so,
if you want to use more modern parlance, you could simply say the water cooler. And that way you don't have to be gender specific either. You could say the women or men.
We were going back a couple of centuries.
And I didn't know you were transitioning. Congratulations. This is, we're breaking all kinds of news today.
There's lots of surprises.
Wow. That's amazing. That is really remarkable.
I just transitioned this, I shouldn't be able to use the word woman, right? Into a man with a man. We can still use man because even in this woke world, everything, the masculine defaults, right? Like we can't say actress anymore; it's actor. So
right.
The male wins out again.
No, you can still say actress because, you can't.
Unless it's an Oscar.
Aha! See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Yes.
I've transitioned her to she could be wearing a American.
Right.
Right.
Oh, speaking of film, we should mention we won't say too much about it yet. We'll kind of offer a little teaser, Eric, about this particular subject because it is several months away. But I know you're excited about it, so I'll let you. You know what I'm referring to, of course. I'll let you go ahead and announce it. Like I said, we won't say too much about it yet, but we'll kind of give people a teaser. Go ahead, sir.
Well, in honor of Halloween, there is a film that I have been asked to review, and due to certain theological reasons, I shied away from it. Those theological reasons no longer being a part of my life, I have decided
You've
to go ahead
transitioned?
to go ahead and review the film. That film is William Friedkin's The Exorcist.
What was the problem with it? You're not a Catholic, Eric.
No, I'm not. But the church I was a part of disagreed with it.
That it was a movie, and watching movies are wickedness himself?
I would imagine it's a little more nuanced than that.
Or because they're Protestants, the Catholic Church is Antichrist, and you were threatened to lose your soul by watching a movie with a Catholic priest as a hero. Instantly, I agree with that.
Well, you do. I'm curious to hear Eric's answer. However, I don't know how deep you want to get into that, Eric, but however far you want to go, it's up to you.
If people want to message me privately,
oh, okay.
Oh, that's no fun.
That's best left. For my personal preference, that's a private discussion.
Right.
Is it because William Friedkin's Jewish and he shouldn't be doing about the Catholic Church?
No.
I'm just wondering what, I just always found that a very funny film. When I saw it, was much hilarity.
Really?
I saw it at the drive-in with Gary Hamer and the Honorable Gary Hamer. And it was funny. Her head turns
wow. So
projectile vomiting.
So for me, The Exorcist, I've only seen it once. It is on a very short list of films that I think are absolutely amazing, but I never want to watch again.
What's the other ones?
Requiem for a Dream is an example. That's I think an amazing film that I don't ever want to sit through again. I just felt
not even the climax.
I don't want to. No, I will never watch that film
with
again.
The arm being cut off. And
that's
the sex party.
Too much for me.
The guy throwing up into the chow.
Too much for me. We do have I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
But in partnership with reviewing the original Exorcist, October 13th, the reboot / sequel to The Exorcist is being released in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And in partnership with IPM Nation, myself and a couple others will be doing a live podcast from Cedar Rapids theater opening night talk about the film and interview people seeing the film. And the hope is to get people that have actually seen the original in theaters and get their thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Is there some reason Cedar Rapids is having the premiere of
well, I mean,
Exorcist?
it's a worldwide premiere.
Yes.
Debuts in theaters October 13th.
Yes. Ooh. We'll have more details about that as it gets closer. But no, I'm excited about this. We do have a call. We'll see who's on the line here. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
It's Ridley, and yeah, that's exactly what got me, was a show where, like a movie where the guy's arm disappears or whatnot, and he's left with just this. Oh, and it was just so gross. I just couldn't. I couldn't watch anymore.
Yeah.
Well, then you missed the best part.
Yes. Well, Dave, we're doing a weekly segment with Eric, but if you can be terse, please go ahead.
Can we take bets on that?
Well, I have an update for you on America's descent into fascism as it affects New Hampshire. But if I should call on a different day, then I can do that.
Oh, just give us a teaser.
Yeah, give us a teaser. I like that idea.
Just a teaser.
Yet another relatively free and independent show is going off the air. Not completely off the air, but dramatically reducing.
Oh, I'm curious now. Who?
Free Talk Live in Keene.
Free Talk Live is ending. Wow, that's the end of an era.
Not quite ending, but they're getting rid of most of their weekday programs and mostly just going on weekends.
And that's fascist?
Well,
I beg your pardon?
Fascist?
Well, he said it's part of our descent into fascism.
Yeah, this is
why are they?
This is, I think, largely a result of the federal raid on them.
You mean because of the Bitcoin?
They were raided because some of the hosts had been, allegedly selling Bitcoin without the correct paperwork.
Okay.
Oh, you mean they were committing fraud? Yeah.
Well, I'm
alleged fraud.
Not really. I don't even think that's the accusation. It was more like unlicensed money transmitting. Does that make sense?
Isn't that fraud?
No,
Or
it's just
money
illegal.
What
sounds like fraud?
What's that, Eric?
Or money laundering is
money laundering. Yeah. Oh, money laundering sounds even worse than fraud. Yeah, you're right, Eric.
Well,
you see, that's what we like having a guy from Iowa. He has good common sense.
That's true. Yes,
Right.
the Midwestern common
Corn
sense.
is
Yes.
high as an elephant's eye and all that.
Well, Dave, I do want to hear more about this, but can you give us a call tomorrow?
There you go. Thursdays.
Planning to.
Okay, please. Yeah, I don't have any guest book tomorrow, and I do want to dive deeper into this because I'm fascinated by all things media, and I do want to know more about this.
But not money laundering doesn't fascinate you.
Money laundering does not fascinate me necessarily. It's not something I've ever considered. But yeah, Dave, if you can, give us a call tomorrow.
Okay, that's the plan.
Okay, sounds good. We'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Just think, if we had followed through and created our own cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, we'd probably be in jail now.
That's true.
Except the lack of initiative to actually create it would probably give us a lack of initiative to do anything with it.
Well, that's a great point as well. The studio line is open, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Eric Pilcher, my favorite conservative, is here with us, as he is the first hour every Wednesday, and John Hopwood has joined us as well. And Eric, you had messaged me earlier about some folks. I just heard a loud click. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I was pulling up some information I have about the subject that I
That
think
dog.
you're bringing up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in my headphones it sounded like a pop. I thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, my MacBook. Sorry.
He has a familiar, a dog. Yeah.
Yes, there's
kind of a Son of Sam situation.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that sounds terrifying.
Right.
While you pull that up, Eric, I do want to say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat quickly. Miriam Banish joins us in there, and Eric, I see you're in there. Oh, and Rhonda Favero, of course, from the West Coast, and
she's new.
Oh, Melanie La Liberty, of course, from the great state of Vermont. Rhonda's not new. Melanie says, I can't wait to hear what he says about the crucifix scene. Requiem for a Dream, that was a rough movie. Yeah, a brilliant film, but
it was pap.
I liked it at the time. I thought it was quite.
I laughed at that.
I thought it was quite good. Wow, you just laugh at everything. But Eric, you messaged me earlier about some of these media personalities like Tommy Loren and Ben Shapiro,
who's Tommy Loren?
Are getting a lot of hate. She kind of exists in both the online and the cable news media world, right? Right, Eric? She
Tommie.
No, Tomi.
Oh, so Tommy.
Tomi, yeah, Tommy. I pronounce it Tommy. Am I saying that right, Eric?
I think it's Tommy.
Is it Tommy? Tommy.
I love Tommy. I like that Tommy.
They've had the temerity
of Tommy
to express skepticism about former President Trump's chances, shall we say, in the upcoming election.
Oh, that's bold.
Yes, they have. And I actually found the clip a short time before air of Laren's comments, and it's one of those things that I think the hardcore mega supporter has the attention span of a flea. So they heard the first part of her statement and saw red and just went off. But if they heard the whole statement, they would have been like, oh, okay.
Wouldn't they have seen blue?
I don't like part 1, but parts 2 and 3 are okay. And probably would have calmed down. But apparently, I follow her on Twitter, and I went to access her tweets, and you have to subscribe to her on Twitter now.
Yeah, that's like one of the new things, right? You can subscribe, but you have to pay money or something.
To hear anyone's opinion, honestly.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see, but on her Instagram, she said that she had been called a dumb blonde bimbo by MAGA supporters. And what she said on Fox Nation was and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit here, but the crux of it is she thought that Donald Trump would have a very difficult time winning the general election. I have stated the very same thing on your show for many months now, and I still believe it.
Yes.
But she said, if you think Donald Trump is going to go quietly into the night, then you don't know Donald Trump.
So I just want who's going to stop Donald Trump? Because the way it looks now, because I've been avoiding death surfing. He's going to be the next president of the United States.
Well, he's certainly going to be the nominee, but I
finally agree with you.
But it's interesting that
collapsed.
Right.
All the opposition.
Oh, absolutely. But no, but what Eric was talking about is that so she says this, and of course MAGA world goes nuts, and they're angry at her. And it sounds to me like Eric, like she wasn't saying anything against Trump; she was just offering a dispassionate political analysis. But they're so sensitive about their great hero that they can't even the faintest criticism or negative point of view about his chances from their own side, and they immediately just lose their minds, and this is a great example of that. They start insulting her. I mean, she's a pretty solid supporter of his consistently, right? But
child of his,
throughout
his presidency and when he first ran, his presidency and his re-election campaign, both her and Ben Shapiro, MAGA Nation loved them.
Yes.
And now they're in the crosshairs for disputing that the great Donald could win this election.
Right.
And Ben Shapiro's point, and I go back to this because I still firmly agree with him, is the groups he was able to carry in 2020, he won't be able to carry again.
And what groups are those?
He was able to carry the minority vote at higher levels than exit polls indicated, and the women vote at a higher rate than what polls indicated. Ben Shapiro says that those numbers are going to plummet for Trump.
Why?
So his theory is that what's going to end up happening is that Trump's going to lose in a landslide because he won't have those numbers to make it close. And Ben Shapiro got attacked by MAGA Nation.
And just to be clear, Ben Shapiro, he's not saying anything against Trump, although he's one of the few people. I will say this: he's one of the few conservatives who, over the course of the last several years, has gotten away with, here and there, sort of mildly criticizing Trump, and sort of gotten away with it without the rest of conservative media trying to drown him for it. But I mean, he's just offering a political analysis. But it's like, everybody gets they're so protective of their hero. They can't stand even, again, a dispassionate political analysis. It just drives them crazy. I don't think it's gonna hurt him any in the long run. But Tomi Lahren, it's disappointing that they're calling her names and so forth.
And this isn't happening on Democrats, right? Because you give Biden a free pass. If people talk about him being an old man or anything, you don't think people pile up on them? I don't see how Biden is going to win a re-election. The man is barely alive.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to the show, John, when you're not on it?
Yes.
Okay, because I talk about that a lot. You just said
I never hear it though.
You just said I give Biden a pass.
I think you do.
You just said I give Biden a pass, and
yes.
that people talk about him being an old man.
I'm channeling Mike now.
Oh, I see. Right.
Because those are the sections.
right. So you're doing the thing where you don't listen, and then you say, "Oh, you never talk about this," even though I do.
Biden,
even though I do all the time. Right. No, I get what I understand the bit now. Okay.
The more exciting stuff is I have to admit, the Trump stuff.
Yeah, well, of course,
But,
of course.
Where's Mike Doyle when you need him?
But there's well, now that you've mentioned Trump, he'll be calling any second now.
Now,
But
you two are piling up on Trump, and where's Mike Doyle when you need him?
no, we're not, John. You're missing the point of the conversation.
But I am for a reason.
We're having I see. No, we were talking about how on the right, if you even faintly criticize Trump, then you're in trouble. Whereas
same thing on the right, that's called the Democratic Party.
on the left, if you criticize Biden, people say, yeah, you're right, he is too old.
There's left in the United States because the Democratic Party is a center-right party.
That's a whole other discussion.
Is it?
But yeah, I think it is. I think it is. But
so this segment of the show is just about media.
We get into other things too. But
I'm going to get my camera and get that death stare. Let me get it. But you're analyzing the media.
Yes, we do that quite a bit during this segment. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There.
Oh, it's gone now.
Let the death stare?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So have you seen any other examples of this, Eric?
Well, I mean, I have been personally attacked since I've said that I'm going to caucus for Christie.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
No. It's pronounced Christie. Christie.
That professional Logano. That thief. Oh my God. They ought to,
So, John, I don't think John approves of your choice.
Have you ever met the idiot?
He was actually pretty vocal of it when I announced it on Facebook.
The guy's a scumbag. My God, he was a governor of New Jersey. It's enough to, that's enough to just, that's all you need to know. I mean, this isn't Woodrow Wilson. He was the governor of New Jersey too, but he had his own faults, right? Like vicious racism.
Well,
but he was a progressive.
I don't.
Chris Christie. I would go into the men's room and hang myself with my belt rather than caucus for that. For a fat man, he's light on his feet. I'll tell you that. That's about it.
He reminds me of Bam Bam Bigelow in that sense.
Oh, jeez.
He's definitely athletic.
Yes.
I've been trying not to follow all this stuff because it's literally insanity. I mean, it's so. Oh my God! Both parties are so insane. Joe Manchin is here in Goffstown, right on the border of Manchester. It's like
no, I know. Yeah,
he's not one of my favorite people. It's like holy smoke.
Go ahead, Eric.
Maybe he's right.
Eric, make your pitch.
The Republican Party right now, there isn't a lot of it's a man that's going to pardon people involved in January 6th and facing major federal charges for taking classified documents. A man that's going to try to bring us back to 1950s America across the board, or Chris Christie.
I was born in the 1950s America.
I assume with
dare you?
I assume with the 1950s part, you're referring to Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get a good deal at Disney World. Nobody's going. My niece just went down there because they really slashed the rates.
Well, yes.
I mean,
Florida since 1976.
There just isn't. You're looking at it and you're like, man, oh man, decisions.
What decisions?
It is like when you're a college kid and you struck out with every woman at the bar and it's getting close to closing time.
Never happened to me.
Right.
As long as you have a bag with you, you were fine.
Oh, by the way, Gonzo is in the chat room and says, "Hey guys, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Gonzo."
Happy birthday to you, Mr. Gonzo.
And also, our friend Crystal from the great state of Illinois joins us. She says, "I get attacked for being an independent and criticizing either party. I call it as I see it, and I think both parties have become corrupt AF." I think we would actually all agree on that largely.
What does AF
probably
mean?
Oh, we can't say that.
Yes. F-bomb.
Matt, you can say it. You have the dump button. Just
Well,
no.
I'm not supposed to willfully, because the problem is, I don't know. Well, it still goes out on online, and so it's still it's frowned upon in this establishment. Oh, and Mike from Queen City Cabinetry joins us in the Facebook live chat as well. Are you?
I'm literally getting indigestion. Granted, I ate 2 hot dogs, but they were kosher. They're Hebrew National. And talking about Chris Christie as some alternative to, at least Trump is a world-class psychotic, you know? Talking about Chris Christie as an alternative.
So are you saying, wait,
holy God, what world do I live in? This is why, you put clips out, now listen to them.
So are you saying that...
I listen to the highlights, show.
So Chris Christie is not psychotic enough for you, is what you're saying, John?
Chris Christie is nothing. He's toilet film.
Wow.
He's a nobody. He's gross. He's utterly corrupt. Trump is in a whole different class. Trump is just like evil. He's like an evil personified, but in a good way, because he really didn't accomplish much in his evil.
Well, there's that.
Christie's just a hack. He's nothing. It's like, holy God. I can't believe I'm this age. I mean, I remember the Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan thinking, holy Christ, talk about being between a rock and a hard place. Now it's like, you couldn't even, you'd have to use, I didn't take trigonometry, I stopped at algebra 2. I don't know how to calculate the odds of going from that in 1980 to this, what we're talking about now. It seems like it's impossible. Why aren't these non-human intelligences intervening? Or have they?
Oh.
Because I've got to go soon, but I want you talk about media, but there's a meme that not Ronald Reagan, who's the idiot that was president last time? Who said the idiot that was when I was 20 years old?
Wait, what?
This idiot, Trump. Trump is a reptilian alien. Cack. He's a frog. He's an amphibian alien.
I didn't know that about him.
That makes, I think that makes perfect sense.
I thought he was Scottish.
Explains his coloring.
Oh, well, actually, yes, now that you mention
it does, but, Congress, even Chuck Schumer, these aren't just nuts from the Republican Party, stirring things up in the House. They're talking about creating whistleblowers for these, they don't call them UFOs anymore. It's UAP.
Yes.
I don't even know what it is.
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
It's not aerial anymore. It's called anomalous or something.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They did change it.
And non-human intelligences. They're going to come out that some of the politicians are indeed non-human intelligences, which would explain so much.
What do you think about that, Eric? Have you studied that at all?
No.
Because you're a sci-fi guy.
UFOs don't care about Iowa. You don't see anybody getting snatched up there. It's always like Tennessee or New Hampshire, places like that.
Right, that's true.
With rugged stock.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know of any famous Iowans who've been abducted. Do you, Eric?
Christ, it's so flat out there.
Well, Tom Arnold, but no, that was his marriage.
He got abducted by Roseanne Barr, and we still mourn him for him.
I don't know if that you would call that an abduction or what, but that's probably the closest it's happened.
Wait a minute, I just realized something. Captain Kirk is from Iowa.
That's only in the reboot of the movie.
No, in the original series, he says he was from Iowa.
I only remember that from the reboot of
actually, that was in Star Trek 4 when that started.
How dare you contradict me?
I am almost certain that
it's in the movie, it's not in the TV series.
In an episode in the original series, someone asks him or someone asks him what star he's from, and he says Earth, and someone asks him where on Earth, and he says Iowa.
He could have been facetious.
I could be wrong though. I might be having my own personal Mandela effect. Eric's looking it up. I can hear the keys tapping.
That's not fair. We should just use our brain power while it's still up.
Yeah, right. I'm supporting Chris Christie. What brain power do I have?
Well, maybe of a mushmelon.
Oh my goodness, that's not nice. Wow.
Thanks, John. Much appreciated.
You've gone downhill ever since you betrayed me and come on here to talk about media.
No, he's betrayed Trump. Is who he's betrayed.
Comey.
Did you
Did
you find it, Eric? Am I wrong?
Yes, according to the Chicago Tribune, He said it in the 1986 movie Star Trek IV.
You've
lost.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Yeah, you know what? I think probably the scene I'm thinking of, he says he's from Earth, but he never says Iowa. I don't know why I thought in the original series they established that, but apparently I was wrong.
Well, because every year, Riverside, Iowa, the last weekend of June, has a dirt and mud show fair called Trek Fest.
Oh, my.
Oh.
And they've had it since because the early Trekkies started in the 70s. And remember, all the actors used to go to that. And that's one of the reasons they made the movie Star Trek, the motion picture, because of the intense interest of that incredible fan base. So is this one of the original events for the Trekkies?
I believe it started in 89.
Oh, that doesn't
the first Trek Fest.
We're talking about this.
But they do have a statue of the Enterprise, except it's called the USS Riverside. And they have a plaque that says, "This is Captain James T. Kirk's birthplace," and you can buy a little vial of Kirk dirt.
Oh
from
my God!
Place of James T. Kirk.
This shows you the complete decadence of America. Well, they'll take the memory of a great American. But what next? They're probably selling parts of the true cross when Christ came to the Americas and was crucified yet again, you know?
Right.
Because he came over here, that's what the Mormons, right?
Well, I think Joseph Smith brought him.
Yeah,
that's because he was the first American Jesus, and the most foremost one.
Yes. Go ahead, Eric.
Filmed his show Invasion Iowa for Spike TV. That's where he filmed it at, was Riverside, Iowa.
Invasion Iowa?
Yes.
You don't say. I've never heard of that. Have you, Mr. Covington?
No.
Yes, it was on Spike TV in 2004, I believe.
Oh, bust my button.
I didn't even know about it.
Well, what he did was he went into Riverside and said, "Hey, I'm filming a science fiction movie." And it was a load of crap just to get the townspeople the buffoons of themselves.
Oh.
It was about a crab?
For 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
But at the end of it, this is the absolute truth. My best friend, his aunt, was in the fake movie, and William Shatner asked her, "Why do you want to be a part of this movie?" And she said, "Because I'm trying to adopt my grandson as my own son because he has troubled parents, and I'm going to use the money for lawyers and court fees." William Shatner, at the end of the show, actually paid for the lawyers and court fees.
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool. So it's got a positive.
What does this have to do with Jesus?
Positive ending.
What does this have to do with Jesus in America?
You'd have to ask Eric. He's the one who goes to church, or did.
Does this have something to do with that movie where the guy that played Jesus in the Mel Gibson movie is saving kids in Colombia? Because there's a lot of controversy about that film, but I haven't figured it out yet.
Oh.
That's why I came here today.
That's a good point, John. What
about Jesus or about Jim Caviezel? What do you call him?
Caviezel, I think.
Caviezel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caviezel.
What the accusation is from the right is that Hollywood upset because this film soundly defeated Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny in theaters, is now forcing theater employees to do things like shutting off the air in theaters that air this movie.
They're shutting down the air conditioning, or they're actually killing people.
Yes, they're turning off the oxygen. Give good old Tucker Carlson time. That's one he'll come up with. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of accusations about how Hollywood is trying to just crush this movie because it's trying to end child trafficking, and Hollywood is so big into this.
Well, it's very interesting that the whole thing is the white savior system, and they're doing the trafficking is in a foreign country, and that it's so. Like so many films based on a true story, but it's really not based on any story.
Right.
And one of the people who were involved in them had nothing to do with South America. That it actually does ignore, if there's any trafficking going on, pedophilia going on in the United States, it's putting it out over here because two of the most powerful men in the world, Bill Gates, was with the Epstein, which that's true. That stuff actually happened.
Yeah.
And I remember when the Bush administration allowed him, with a hand slap and just allowed him to get away with practically everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just all sorts of talk about that movie. What is it up to from both the left and the right?
Yeah.
But
I'm just upset that
just
it,
a movie.
That allegedly is the reason Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny flopped.
Well, the reason that the Indiana Jones outgrossed this movie, it's just that the movie Indiana Jones cost $250 million and this movie didn't cost anything, is because Harrison Ford is 82 years old, and who hell wants to go see Indiana Jones at 82? I didn't want to go see him after I saw the first one in 1979. Over within that now, it's the Rex Theater.
Oh.
And... because it's ridiculous.
I saw Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny in theaters opening weekend.
Did you like it?
I thought it was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
I wouldn't go see it if you threatened me with hot pinchers.
Ooh.
But
you don't go see it, I'm going to force you to vote for Chris Christie.
That's impossible. How can you force me to do that?
That's
how can you get me to Iowa?
I've got some hot pinchers.
You do from that old BDSM kit.
That's right.
You had from the old show.
I take it with me everywhere I go.
On Matt Connerton Unsheathed territory.
Oh yeah, that's
awful,
true.
It's awful good for an exorcism too.
Yeah. Yes.
But I would say that most of the stuff that comes out of Hollywood is absolute BS.
Melanie said in the chat room, "I can't wait to see Indiana Jones and the Crystal Dentures."
I saw that one with the alien theme. That one really sucked too. But what can you do?
There hasn't been an Indiana Jones film that I disliked.
That's because you're an Indiana Jones fan, and I find them to be pap. Well, I only saw two of them. The first one, which I thought was pap when I was 20 years old, and the second one, I only watched it because Cate Blanchett was in it.
I've only seen the first two, actually.
But, trundling this old fart out at that age, at least the great actors like Bogart, Spencer Tracy, and them, they had the good sense to die before they got that old. They died in their 60s. Well, Bogey died in his mid-50s. I mean, so you didn't have to see them humiliating themselves.
Wow.
I mean,
John Hopwood is a beacon of positivity.
The only actor...
He's very ageist.
The only actor that actually played an old man that was any good was Clint Eastwood, who surprisingly was not a good actor. But when he got old with like $1 Million Baby, he was excellent in that. Mm-hmm. And some of the old fart roles he played. Like the last, what was it? The old, when he was the mule, he was excellent in that. But, who wants to see John Wayne at 80? What's he going to do? Gum people to death?
Well, he
died at 71.
Well, I was going to say he's dead, yeah.
But he retired about 65. But see,
right.
Cary Grant retired when he was 60 years old.
Right. Now, do you think that...
No, I don't. I'm going with my negative thing.
Okay. So is Chris Christie... See, is your problem with Chris Christie that you think he's too young to be president? Because we have to have these...
What about Graham Newsom?
Oh, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, I had a writing teacher who has a similar name from California, so I mix it up.
Yes.
Is he going to be the presidential candidate for the Democrats? Because he's certainly running like he wants to be.
I'm sure he will in 2028.
No, the Democratic nomination for 2024. That old fart cannot. He can't hack it.
It's happening.
Yeah, well.
It's happening.
That's what you call a constitutional crisis.
Like it or not. I mean, that's something we all, probably all three of us agree on. I would think, right, that we need some younger. I think we need a young, fresh-faced 65-year-old whippersnapper to get in there. And I know it's a little scary, just handing the keys to the White House over to the kids, the youth. But, a nice 65 to 67-year-old.
I say I got to go. My idea, it was put forward by Kurt Vonnegut in Slaughterhouse-Five, that you balkanize the United States and turn it into these petty little nations so they'll never threaten the peace of the world again.
Oh, Dave Ridley would go for that.
Yes, that's why I want to hear about his fascism.
Yes.
Fashion has come to Corn Cob County, New Hampshire.
Oh, fashion. Excellent.
Yes. Well, Eric, you traitorous so-and-so. I hope you enjoy this mishmash of talk about bad Steven Spielberg did not direct that movie, did he?
No, he did not. I forget. It's in my head, but I can't get the words out on who did.
I'll tell you what, I watched The Fabelmans, and for a guy like that to get so long, he's 75 years old, and to be so shallow in making like his autobiography is, well, I would expect it from him. Great technical director, but just lacking soul.
There's a Steven Spielberg film on Classic Film Reviews this week, John.
And what's that?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
That is a great movie.
Yes.
Except I think it would have been better if Gene Hackman had actually taken the role, because it's supposed to be Gene Hackman.
Oh.
Because the one thing watching it over and over is how irritating Richard Dreyfuss is. But at the time, I liked him in it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, of course, it would be a different film with Gene Hackman.
Yes.
It would have been more serious.
I was rooting for the aliens anytime Richard Dreyfuss was on the screen.
Oh my!
I was afraid that his girdle, they call a male corset a Richard Dreyfuss special in Hollywood. I was always afraid that it might break, because there's one thing you notice when you watch the classic Star Trek series. You can always tell, particularly in the last two seasons, where you are in the season by when you start seeing, Bill Shatner. It starts like his chest starts puffing up because they're cinching in his waist with a corset.
Right. Yeah, that is true. That you actually can tell that.
Well, it's sad to get old and fat. It happens to a lot of us.
It's when he wears the green dress shirt.
Yeah.
I gotta go. It was fun talking to you guys.
All right, John Hopwood is leaving, but I'm sorry. Say that again, Eric.
Oh, I just told John it was fun.
Yes. By the way, I have to stick up for Dave Ridley on something. Scott Robinson just said on the Facebook live chat, I wish that Ridley guy would call in with Hopwood there. It's almost like he's afraid of him. But no, actually, Dave Ridley did call in, but it was about a subject that we're gonna tackle on another day. I am curious to know about the apparent demise or partial demise of Free Talk Live. That's a nationally syndicated show. Do you get that in Iowa, Eric? Free Talk Live?
I don't. I've never heard of it, honestly. This is the first I've heard.
Yeah, Free Talk Live is, they're libertarians. They're very libertarian. And Ian Freeman, one of the hosts and one of the founders of the show, he actually got into some legal trouble over Bitcoin. And it's very complicated. Dave Ridley can explain it much better than I can. But it sounds like they're changing the show, but they're pretty successful. They're on... last I knew, they were on well over 100 stations nationally, FM and AM stations.
I know some Iowan libertarians. I will certainly ask them if they've heard of it. And yeah, because it's interesting that something like Bitcoin could have caused the show to end. That's compelling to me.
Well, there was a raid. The government raided it's both the home and, if I have this right, both the home and where they broadcast from of Free Talk Live. It's a whole thing. They're called the Bitcoin Six, I think. It's Ian and 5 other people. And I think Ian is the only one who did not choose to cooperate with the government and is probably going to be at some point going to prison for it. I mean, he's out now and is able to do his show. But I think he is going to end up in prison. Too bad. I mean, I've always liked. I know Ian. I've always liked Ian. I mean, I don't know him super well, but always liked the guy. But wow, that was it does fly by when John's here. I just trying to kind of get him to go with the segment, but that can be a challenge. But we had fun. His reaction to Chris Christie was very funny.
That's a best of all on its own.
Yes. And by the way, that's something that he and my dad can actually agree on, because my father also very shocked and disappointed with your choice of candidate. But
this is the summer of disappointment for Eric Pilcher. So many people I'm disappointing.
Yeah, well, that's all right. What can you do? I mean, it's just part of as you go through life and you get older, and you're going to meet people who you change and you evolve, and there's always going to be somebody who's got a problem with it, or doesn't like your choices or your opinions or whatever it is.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently one of those at the top is Chris Christie.
Yes. Well, I have my own misgivings about him, but but as far as, speaking up and speaking the truth about Trump, he's the only one doing it really consistently. Asa Hutchinson to some extent, but as far as the rest of the candidates, they're all sort of still, holding back.
Yeah. You don't want to upset the apple cart is the mentality. And I think Chris Christie, out of all of them, has the least to lose in that regard, because he was the only one in 2016 who really targeted Trump in the debates and everything. So he's probably like, what? I would, even if I were nice this go around, I wouldn't be asked for any cabinet position or anything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what I think is best to win.
Right. Yeah.
So, Ron DeSantis, I still say this, that if it's down to him and Trump, and I still think Trump would negotiate like a cabinet position for him to gracefully bow out.
Oh yeah. It's going to be, Trump's going to be the nominee. I still stand by that. It's DeSantis is no threat to him. Something we didn't get a chance to get into, and maybe next week we can talk about it, but DeSantis seems to finally be shifting his campaign in the sense that he's maybe trying to be a little less antagonistic with mainstream media and trying to not play to the echo chamber quite so much. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but apparently Jake Tapper interviewed him on CNN. DeSantis kind of came out of the bubble, out of the echo chamber for an interview on CNN, and people are saying that DeSantis he actually can sort of connect on that level and not come off as quite so exclusionary. So I'm going to have to watch the interview just because I'm curious to see how he did. But because usually what you get from DeSantis is no matter what the issue, whatever the subject is that you ask him about, ask him his opinion, ask him what his solutions are, it always immediately goes to wokeism and leftist ideology and all that instead of anything of substance. But apparently he did well in this interview with Jake Tapper. So I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, send me the link if you would, Matt, and I'll watch it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Eric, we should let you go because it's the top of the hour and I see musicians in the hallway. So
Yes.
We have a great musical guest coming up. Wired for Sound is going to be joining us in the second hour. Do you want to give this Friday's film review a plug before you go?
Yeah, I already talked about it. It is Steven Spielberg's sci-fi alien film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yes.
Just an amazing film. Does have some shortcomings, which were briefly discussed, but very visually striking and landmark for its time and what it was able to do.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I remember watching that when I was a kid, and great film. So we look forward to that. And all right, Eric, always a pleasure. Thank you, my friend. We'll let you go, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you very much, Matt. Pleasure as always. Thanks for having me.
All right, you got it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, there he goes. Eric Pilcher, my favorite conservative, and John Hopwood has left us as well. We're going to take a quick break, show some love to our amazing sponsors, and then I'm going to play a track from the band Wired for Sound. And while that's playing, we're going to get them in here, and then we're going to talk. So there's plenty more to come. Don't go anywhere. Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Hit the freezing cold. Have you lost yourself?
Oh, that is good. That is Tell Me. And we're going to introduce the band Wired for Sound in just a moment. But this is Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. Hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, July 19, 2023, and we have a great musical guest with us here. Wired for Sound is in the studio. Welcome, everybody.
How you doing?
Good. Let's see. Let's start with you at the news desk. If you want to tell us who you are and what you do in the band.
Hi, my name's Jessica, and I play guitar, and I'm a lead vocalist.
All right. And on the couch?
I'm Megan. I play bass guitar and I sing backup vocals.
Okay.
My name is Joe, and I am the drummer.
All right. No vocals for you?
Nope. I used to, and then Megan joined the band, so now she took all my vocals away.
Yeah. No, I understand. By the way, the reason I chose that track, Tell Me, I think that's my favorite. I really like all the songs, but I think that's my favorite of what you sent me. It's really good. I find myself kind of the drum part. I'm not a drummer, but I find myself tapping along. Really, really good stuff. And I don't know if you all know this, but your name has come up on the show before because it was a number of weeks ago. I had Fredo and Axel from Dank Sinatra were on the show.
We love Dank Sinatra.
Yeah. And Axel on the show, he was wearing a Wired for Sound shirt. Somebody, because the show's also on Facebook, somebody was asking, what that was. And I was not aware of you guys yet. And so Fredo's like, that's Wired for Sound, man. And Axel's like, yeah, Wired for Sound. So they told us about you. And so I think that's, I think when Jenny booked you for today, I think that's where we first learned of you was from those guys. So great stuff. I mean, it's kind of punk, but it's also I think it's got a little bit of a grunge vibe. The guitars are nice and heavy, which I like. Sometimes with a lot of punk bands, the guitars aren't. I mean, I like loud guitars. I like when the guitars are up front, but also, this kind of a little bit of a 90s grunge vibe too. And no, really, really great. And Joe, you were saying off air, you were telling me that you did everything that you sent. Is it all recorded in your living room?
Yeah, I do all the engineering, and we do all the track recording in the living room, and then we send it off to a friend of ours, Corey Holiday, and he does the mix and master.
Okay. Have you done it that way from the beginning with this band?
Not from the very beginning, but very close. We only tried one album in a studio, and it really didn't work out because I found in studios, the engineer in the studio wants to put his information in, and because it's his studio, it's hard to say no. So we made our own studio.
What do you mean? Like the engineer was trying to...
Well, they have their opinions, and they want to do... Like, they pushed auto-tune on Jess, and Jess does not want her voice auto-tune. We said at the beginning, no. And at the end of it, he was like, oh, well, you really should use auto-tune. It's a lot easier. And basically told us we had to use it. And it's something we're very against, auto-tuning Jess's voice, because she doesn't really need it,
Yeah. Well, that'd be weird, too, anyway, for what you're doing.
It doesn't really fit the vibe at all.
That is why you cannot find that album online anywhere, because we erased it.
Oh no kidding.
It exists in CD form in their living room, but that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I think you took the last copy, so it's basically non-existent.
Really? Yeah. Did it sound really strange?
Yeah, it was horrible.
It wasn't horrible. That's
it was just one of those. As soon as you hear the first part of the first song, it's a local band, and I like to have. I don't like that because it's not full enough. You know what I mean? Like I like
sounds
a nice
full
bare sound.
Yeah. You don't want it to sound like a demo. You want it to sound like
exactly.
Yeah. Did those songs? Do those songs live on from that album? Do you still, or did you end up just?
Nope, we don't play any of those songs any longer.
Wow.
Yeah. We kind of, it's like, it was like our freshman, we first formed with those songs. So it was very, it seemed not as.
We hadn't really found ourselves yet.
Yeah.
It was a lot of experimentation.
Yeah. So we kind of outgrew it.
Yeah.
That's
you know,
perfect.
and our stuff now is a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about it? I mean, in terms of the vibe and the style of the music, did that also change, or did the
No.
songs just get better?
The songs got better.
Yeah,
And you know, I different instruments and like types of equipment, you know, pedals,
Yeah.
you know, as far as that sound,
Yeah.
it changed. But also we grew stronger together playing and rehearsing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just finding our, you know, our own sound and style. So,
Okay. Has it always been the three of you?
No.
No.
I'm pretty new, actually. I joined about a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
hmm
Okay. Were you in a band before?
Yeah, I've been in a few bands, and that's actually how I first met Joe and Jess. Is
Okay.
I think both the bands I was in at the time, I think, would play with you guys. So then I met them, and I knew them casually. And then when their bassist left, they asked me if I would come jam.
Okay.
And I said I would, and here we are.
What band were you in before? Bands? Because it's funny when you walked in, there's something familiar about you. I've seen you in somewhere.
Yeah, I was in the band Marvel Prone for about 4 years.
Oh, were you here? Did I interview you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, because I had Marvel Prone on the show, but okay, I might have seen you online with them in a picture or something.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that might be where I know you from. 4 years, wow.
Yeah, no, it was a really long time. It was about time I was about 20
Yeah.
until I'm 25 now, and around a year ago, maybe a little under a year ago. So it was a long time.
Yeah. Wow. So what happened to the previous bass player?
He quit.
Just quit?
Yeah.
yeah, he had some health issues and you know.
That's not fun.
Yeah, it was sad to see him go, you know.
He was with us for 4
4
years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was me and Jess. We met in another band, and we didn't like the direction that the band that we met in was going. So we branched off from that and made Wired for Sound.
Oh, okay.
And then we picked up, like 6 months later, we picked up Justin, who was our old bassist.
Okay.
He had just quit his band, and we'd seen him play a couple of times, and we said, "Hey, you're a good bassist. It's a shame you're in another band." And he says, "Well, actually, I'm not anymore." And so he started playing with us, and he was with us for 4 years. He booked all our shows. He did all our social media.
Yeah.
No, he was a big part of the band, and then it just got to the point where it just our level of commitment wasn't for him anymore,
Mhm.
and he said, I'm done. And
Yeah.
that was that. Yep.
Yeah. Wow. So now, do you play out a lot?
Every weekend.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And it's probably with a 3-piece, it's probably a little easier. Like I've been in bands where, you know, it's like 4 or 5 people, and sometimes it's hard when you're trying to play out a lot and you've got to work around everybody's schedule. But obviously a smaller band, you know, with just 3 of you, it's probably not as difficult, I would imagine. So you're able to play out a lot. Yeah. That's good. Do you, I mean, busy summer, then I would assume summer the busiest time as far as live shows?
Yeah. I'd say so for sure.
Yeah. We've been playing like almost every weekend.
That's excellent.
Yeah, we're booked straight through until September.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. Are there other bands in the area that you kind of team up with? You know, how sometimes bands find other bands that they play a lot of shows with, and
We go through little spurts with certain bands. Like we'll play like I think we got like 2 or 3 shows coming up with Dank Sinatra.
Yeah, we've played with them a few other times too, so I think they definitely are one.
Yeah.
Dank Sinatra.
We were playing with Johnny Earthquake for a while. We had a pretty good stretch of shows where we were playing with him.
Yep, 25 Cent Habit.
Yeah, we played with them a few times. Max Boris, we play with a lot.
Yep.
He's out of Boston.
Okay. Cool. Do you have how long a set do you do? Because obviously the band's been around for a while. I mean, not necessarily this lineup, but the band's been around for a while. Do you have a lot of tunes?
Oh, we have like 40.
Oh,
yeah.
40
Do you really? Wow.
Yeah.
So we have 2 big pieces of poster board up on our wall, and we have all our songs listed.
Yeah.
And some of them, like, the first ones we wrote, we don't play anymore, but they're still up there. And, it's like we play a standard 45-minute set on shows.
Yeah.
But it's never enough because we never get to play all the songs we want to play.
Yeah, when we practice like a lot of our songs, but
Yeah.
they don't always they never all make the set ever.
Right. Well, it's a good problem to have in a way, though, to have so much music. That's really good.
I would say confidently we could cover a 3-hour set.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. With all originals?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's really good. That's really good. Yeah, I notice too. Some of your songs. I mean, some of them are, at least a couple of them that we have here are approaching 5 minutes. Between 4.5 to 5 minutes, which is kind of unusual for a band in your genre. The songs tend to be shorter. I mean, have you always had songs that are more than 4 minutes, or?
It seems like that's our time for.
Yeah.
It's like not even on purpose.
It was
really,
a surprise
either.
for me when we first started recording. Like, I'm looking at the mixing board and I'm like, our songs are this long. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's that long, but yeah. When we started recording, we realized like our songs are generally over 4 minutes.
Yeah. Like we have a few that are like 3 minutes. And it just seems like it's not long enough. It's like, wow, that was fast.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. And like I said, for the genre that you're working in, it's unusual, which, it kind of helps you stand out in a way. So that's cool. Now, do you get out of, as far as shows, do you get out of New Hampshire a lot? Do you play in Boston or where?
Yeah, we play in Boston quite often,
We're playing in Boston Saturday.
Yeah.
Excellent.
O'Brien's.
Oh, no kidding. Very cool. That's awesome.
We play in Maine a lot. So Maine, New Hampshire, and Mass is generally where, and we want to get outside of there, but with our jobs and our lives, just trying to find 2 weeks where we can just go across the country and play different clubs is rather tough.
It's coming. I would like to go to the West Coast and see how we fare out there, see what they think of us.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's play another track. But I'll let you pick. What should we play?
What do you guys think? Off of Choke. This is our album, our EP called Choke.
Okay, these are all from that.
Yeah.
We should play Wicked.
A lot of people like Wicked.
Play Wicked, yeah. All right, cool. We'll play that. And I think this is one of the longer ones too, if I remember correctly. So
I think it is, yeah.
This,
like 5 plus.
Which is cool, yeah. All right, very cool. So this is Wicked. We have the band Wired for Sound with us live in studio. This is from their EP Choke. Check this out, and then we're gonna chat for a bit more. Here we go.
Why don't you come over? I really like your taste. Don't think, just go with the feeling. Hey you, I wanna taste your lips. Come closer. I really like your taste. Don't think, just go with the feeling. Hey you, I need to taste your lips. You take the
love the ending to that. That's really well done. That's really cool. That is wicked. The band is Wired for Sound, and we have Jess, Megan, and Joe all here with us in studio. And what a great track! And listening to that, I mean, you guys call yourselves, as far as genre, you call yourselves punk, right?
Grunge. I think grunge is sort of
more
the
grunge,
happy medium.
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like it's it's pretty sophisticated. It's when you first listen to it, it sounds simple. It kind of sounds like it might be a 3-chord thing, but then you get into the song and you realize, I mean, especially during that solo, your bass line really comes through because there's only, it's not like you've got multiple guitars going, right? So you can really hear your bass, which is a really sophisticated bass line.
Thank you.
And Jess, your solo is really good. So, obviously you can really play, it's not like musicians who are just kind of winging it. Like, so there's a sophistication there, and the double bass, you don't usually hear that in punk or grunge. So that really elevates it too. That's unusual. And that gives it a little extra heavy, and that's really good. And that ending, what you do at the ending of that song with the drums is just amazing. So it's really kind of whether if you want to call it punk or grunge or whatever, that's where you'd put it. But it's more sophisticated than that, and I think that's what makes it so good.
Thank you.
That's just my sort of my music critic.
Well, thank you.
Assessment of it. Yeah, no, really. I mean, the songs are really good. Did you do double bass from the beginning in this band, or is that something where you just kind of started to bring that in?
No, I've always played the double kick pedal.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it was like when I started playing with Jess, she wasn't a real big fan at first, and I was like, double bass is part of me, and if you want me as your drummer, double bass will exist.
Yeah. You had to be talked into it, Jess?
Yeah, for sure. I just was aiming toward more the punk grunge.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily metal.
Right.
So, I mean, Wired for Sound is like a sprinkle of each of our tastes.
Yeah.
So I'm more the 90s grunge type, and Joe's more metal.
Yeah.
So,
I'm literally right in between.
Yes.
Are you?
And
Yeah.
then
I'm big into metal. I always have been, but I'm also really big on 90s music and grunge music. So it's like a nice happy medium. I feel like I'm sort of like both.
Yep.
So, like, we just compromised, like I said.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe not through the whole song.
Right.
Let's not ruin it.
Well, that's
here.
true. I mean, it's tasteful. You're restrained with it. It's not like you're not pounding the double bass the whole time. So it's
Yeah. So
it works.
That was part of the trick, was getting it to be where it wasn't overwhelming the song.
Right. Yeah.
So now I find myself saying, double bass would sound really good in this part of the song. So it's kind of become our thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm sure other people notice too. Like when you're
For
playing
sure.
shows with other bands, I'm sure people come up to you and say, "Wow, that's unusual," but it works. It works really well. What about the songwriting? Do you all write together, or
Jess does a lot?
Yeah,
Jess
pretty much
gives
Jess.
us a shell, and then we do our best at it. But Jess does most of the writing. That's really where it's at.
Yeah. Including lyrics. Do you write all the lyrics? Yeah. Is there any kind of a theme, or are there certain common themes that come up a lot, or what's your approach to the lyrics?
I mostly write about, personal experiences, whatever I'm going through at the moment, at that time.
Yeah.
I grew up a little rough, so.
Did you?
Yeah, so a lot of it has some of that in there too.
Yeah. I assume the band is a great way to, if you had a rough upbringing, to kind of, is it like therapy in a way? Because I always say, anything that whether it's a rough childhood or whatever it is that you're going through in life, anything negative that's challenging, the best way to deal with it is to do something positive with it by creating something. And I think that's what draws most people to art, whatever kind of art it is, whether it's music or painting or whatever it is. It's a way to take things that you've experienced that might drag you down, but you don't let them drag you down. Instead, you create.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, a lot of, different problems I've had, music has been my way of getting through it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And so the EP is called Choke.
Yeah.
Is this your first? Oh no, you did have there's the original album, right? That we don't.
And then there's Catharsis. Catharsis is also on iTunes and Spotify, and it's everywhere. It's Wired for Sound New Hampshire is how you access it.
Okay.
Or Wired for Sound NH. I'm sorry.
And is that a full length or is that
that's
is
an
that
EP,
an EP
as well?
Okay.
Yeah. So Catharsis we did with Justin, our last bass player.
Okay.
Yep. Originally, that EP came about because we signed up for the RPM challenge.
Ah, yes, I've had a lot of guests on the show who've done that. Yeah.
We didn't actually complete it in time. So as a result of us writing so hard to try to do that, Catharsis was born.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And what goes into the decision to do EPs? Because, we live in a time where you've got so many different options because of the internet. Like when I was growing up, it was, most artists, they release an album or an EP, but usually a full album. EPs were kind of rare, release an album and then go on tour and then release another album eventually and go on tour. Now you've got, because of the internet, you've got all these different options. Some artists just do singles, or they'll even put out a series of singles that eventually become an EP or eventually become a full album, but they're kind of feeding the machine as they go. What goes into the decision for the three of you to release an EP?
I feel like it is just attention.
Yeah, short attention
people's
spans,
attention
exactly.
span in general, and it is people don't, no one really listens to albums anymore, and whether that's a good or a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like albums personally, but I mean, I don't think everyone necessarily should have to listen to a full album if they don't want to.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you get to do an album without having to do an album in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of in between.
Yeah,
In the beginning, it was because we didn't have enough songs to
Yeah.
make a full length album. I mean,
Sure.
we could barely play a show in the beginning. Like we had to do like a bunch of covers with it, but
Yeah.
and then from there it was just attention spans. Like nobody wants to listen to a full length album anymore. It's just too much for them.
Yeah. I think some people probably do, but in
the majority
in dwindling numbers. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we're kind of spoiled in that sense too. We live in an era where you can just listen to anything you want to at any time, and if you are listening to a full album, if you get tired of it and you want to listen to something else, you can, and it's very easy to access whatever.
Yeah, we're recording now, and we're kind of talking about possibly doing one at a time and then making it into like an EP or something like that.
Yeah.
So we haven't really decided yet, but we're just gonna try to get through the recording first.
Yeah. Have you already started it? You've already started.
We've
recording
got one
it.
song completed.
We have
and
we have more than one, don't we? We got Broken and Just Nothing.
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
you're
that-
right.
we
I
have
forgot
3.
about those.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, technically we have 3 recorded.
Okay, and same process, I assume, in the living room. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we just recently got a vocal booth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we set it right up in there. It's really cool because it gives you privacy. It's nice.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's hear another track. I'll let y'all pick again. What should I play next?
You guys,
Suffer in Silence.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that one a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this a lot. I have to ask Jess, with a title like that, is a lot of meaning to this one?
yeah, this one's a personal one. For me.
Okay, gotcha. Let's give this a listen. So this is Suffer in Silence from Wired for Sound, who are here with us live in studio. We'll check this out, and then we'll see you on the other side.
She lived her life all alone, yeah. I still remember all of their time. Things will get better.
To the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
And this is Matt Connerton Unleashed. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. And I do want to remind you, of course, tonight is it is Wednesday, which means tonight is poetry night. They used to do industry night, but Kenny told me they changed it. Now they're doing a poetry night at the Hop Knot on Wednesday nights, so you can check that out. And of course, on Thursday nights they have trivia hosted by the great Broderick Lang. But I'm mentioning tomorrow night today because that is something that you want to register for, because those spots fill up very quickly the day before. So if you want to do trivia tomorrow night starting at 7 p.m. at the Hop Knot, go ahead and give a call today, or you can reach out on social media. But I suggest you just call and reserve your spot, because trivia night is a very, very popular feature there at the Hop Knot, and those spots do fill up quickly. And if you're just joining us, we have in studio with us the band Wired for Sound. We've been talking and playing some music from their EP Choke. And if you have any questions or anything at all for the band, 603-250-6007 is the studio line, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connerton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do is to give us a call at 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. And by the way, so y'all were talking while the song was on about you've got a show coming up at the Shaskeen. We should make sure people know about that.
Yeah, we are playing the Shaskeen August 26th. We'll be playing with two Boston bands, Andro Queen and Gretchen Shea in the Middle Eight.
Okay.
Both are female-fronted bands,
Cool.
and they are great.
Excellent. Now, we were talking before the song about you're working on some new music that you're recording. Do you have any ETA on that, when that's going to be out, or probably a while, right? It's pretty early in the process, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, if we had to shoot for a plan, it would be probably by the end of winter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it'll be a while. How long has Choke been out?
2020, I think it came out.
Oh. No, it wasn't that. It was
20.
It was like 2022 winter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that one's still fairly recent.
Okay. Joe, I wonder if you experience because you were off by 2 years. I wonder if you experience that sort of COVID time distortion that I experience, and that a lot of people seem to experience, where it seems like things seem like they were either longer ago than they actually were, or not as long ago as they actually were. I feel like the pandemic just disrupted the whole space-time continuum.
Yeah, I mean, everything just went on pause,
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah.
Not to mention we went through 2 bass players during that recording. And it didn't come out till Megan was in the band.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right.
Oh, so you had 2 bass players before Megan?
Well, I mean, they were
more like
subs.
fill-ins. Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. Now, what was the audition process like, or was there an audition process, or Megan, did you just join, or did you have to audition, or?
I mean, it wasn't really formal like that. I kind of just came over on the premise to jam.
Yeah.
And they were like, So yeah, would you want to like join the band if Sean? I don't know, because at the time I think it was still sort of up in the air about whether or not Sean was going to be like a full member, quote unquote, or just a fill-in.
Yeah.
So basically, I kind of joined on the premise that like when Sean couldn't do something, I would do it. But then they just liked me better. So they kept me.
I mean, she's just awesome. I mean, she's a great bass player, and
Yeah.
you know, we just like her. She's awesome.
Well, and she does backing vocals, right? So
Yeah,
that's
that
cool.
helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
She fits really well.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody says it who, you know, knows us and stuff. Like, they're like, just with Megan and the harmonies, it's just, it kicks us up another notch.
Yeah, yeah. Are there any live performances online? Like if I go on YouTube, do you have anything up there or any videos? Everybody's making videos these days.
Yeah, you should go on Instagram for stuff like that.
Okay.
Or Facebook. I don't keep up on YouTube as much, but
Yeah.
I'm going to work on it.
We do have a professionally done music video for No Way Out on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It's funny. I was talking with somebody on the show recently. I forget who it was, one of our musical guests, and we were talking about how some people have a misconception that nobody makes videos anymore because it's been so long since MTV really played videos. And it's actually the opposite. Like there's more music videos than ever now being made because you
Right.
can't, you know, if you don't have a music video on YouTube, it's almost like people look at you funny, like, what? You haven't made a video yet?
Well, to be fair, the means of making a video are pretty much at everyone's disposal all the time now.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I feel like content is, you know, people talk about content and content generation and stuff like that. Like it makes total sense to me that there is a, you know, a plethora of videos and other media available online. Just because I mean, we all, you know, our phones can do most of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's pretty. It's kind of cool in a way. I feel like it opens up a whole new realm of like possibility for, you know, music and media and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And what's so the video that you do have? What's the song? No Way Out? Is that what it's? If I'm looking for it.
Yeah, No Way Out. It's the song off Catharsis.
Okay, okay, cool. Is that something you made with someone who's? I mean, did you do it yourselves, or was that because you said it was a professionally done video? Or
Well, I mean, it wasn't like super professional. It's Mr. Goodbar's Studios.
yes,
Yeah.
know him well. He's been on the show multiple times actually.
So
Yeah,
our friend Timothy did it for us.
Timothy Thorpe. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool, very cool. Yeah, he's Shane Ballin was on recently, and because Mr. Goodbars had produced. Do you know Shane Ballin? Local singer songwriter.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
he just plays solo acoustic.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we know Shane.
really
Sure.
good, such a great voice. But yeah, Mr. Goodbars, I produced at least one, maybe more of some of the tracks of his that we've recently played on the show. So it sounds like he's been doing a lot. Used to be in Sepsis, of course. I don't think he still
He's
is.
no longer in Sepsis.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what happened there. They lost like most of their members.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they've reformed. They've got a whole new lineup now, and actually, they just released a video for their song "Bleed Lines," which is really good. So yeah, they're doing a lot of stuff, but yeah, they really went through a whole quite a change.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Nate Pajari, I'm never sure if I'm saying that right. From Dank Sinatra is in the chat room. Says what's up?
Man?
Can't wait to have you guys at Dankfest.
Yeah.
What is it? I see. I don't even know about Dankfest.
Dankfest is at Area 23 in Concord.
Oh, okay. I know Area 23 well. I've had Kirk McNeil on the show.
This is the second one.
Yeah, this is the second annual, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I said it right. I said his last name right the first time. Very cool. When is that? When is Dankfest?
September 2nd.
Okay.
We're also playing with them before that, though, on the 25th of August, right?
Yes.
In Dover?
Yes.
Yeah, we're playing with them at the Strand. It's a battle of the bands. I don't really want to battle Dank Sinatra
No.
because we're friends, but
Yeah, yeah.
that's the way it's got to be.
Yep. You're going down,
Yeah,
boys.
we can take the gloves off for a night.
I didn't know that was still a thing, Battle of the Bands. People still-
I feel like occasionally.
it's every once in a while there's one. You know, like what was it last year? We got invited to a battle of the bands
In
and it
Portland.
was in Portland.
Really?
and
Yeah.
it was
let's not bring that
all
up.
like
It was
reggae
like Deadhead.
bands.
Was it really?
It was a group
I think
of
they just
deadheads.
wanted to see us play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like we were one rock band in a group of just kind of jam bands, and it was like we just did not fit, and I was like,
Why
what
are we
are we
here?"
doing here?
Wow. Well,
Somebody made a mistake.
It was extremely awkward.
Yeah, it was.
It really was. Because the prize was a spot in a jam band festival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, we didn't get it.
We didn't get it.
Well, it's nice to be invited, though, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The venue was cool. The way they did the floor was like it was all colorful, and it was a cool floor and a nice venue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to stand out though sometimes, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's, when you're in a situation like that. Nate says, "Wait, it's a battle of the bands. We didn't even know this."
We didn't know until recently either.
Uh-oh. Prepare for battle. How far away have you guys toured in terms of playing out? Like, you do get out of New Hampshire, obviously, as we talked about earlier. You go to Boston, you go to Maine. Have you gone further than that, or?
I think the furthest we went was Kingston, Mass.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we've been pretty
And
far up
Vermont.
north in Maine. Me and Jess have played in Poland before, but that's not any
played in
states
Bangor.
outside.
We went up by Bangor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's up there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Vermont, that Charlie O's World Famous. We played out there.
It's
Yeah.
about
Oh,
3.5
okay.
hours away.
Oh,
from
wow.
you.
Yeah. Do you plan to do a lot of that going forward, or getting out? And
Absolutely.
It's interesting because there's a lot of bands who are actually kind of doing the opposite, where they're sort of limiting how much they play out. And I think a lot of it just has to do with the cost. You know, gas is a lot more expensive than it used to be and whatnot. But I also think too, pre-pandemic, it was like everybody just wanted to play out as much as they could. And the attitudes about that with a lot of musicians is kind of shifted. And again, I think part of it has to do with expense. There's even like this major bands now that are saying, you know, we're not touring as extensively because it's become cost prohibitive. But it's to me, it's such a different world, because like when I was active, I used to play in a lot of bands, and I always wanted to just play like every weekend. I just wanted to play out as much, you know. I was at one point I was in 3 bands at one time, and I just wanted to, because all I wanted to do was play. And it sounds like that's kind of the approach that the three of you are taking, you know,
For
just
sure.
play as much as you can,
Yeah,
which
we
is cool.
just play whatever.
It's definitely
Whatever.
a labor of love. We'll play anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
You doing any, well, you said you've got Dankfest. You do any outdoor festivals or have you, or?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cool. Those are fun.
We've got Live, Laugh, Love coming up at in Lebanon, Maine at Charlie's Hill.
Oh, no kidding.
It's
Okay.
like a 3-day weekend.
Oh, that's very
festival.
cool. Yeah. Excellent. You ever open for any national acts coming through the area? Have you done that yet, or?
One time at Club Jewel, they were he was a national touring guy. I forget his name, but nobody big that you would like recognize their name. If I said it. Yeah.
Anybody? Anybody on the list as kind of a goal that you've all talked about? Anybody that you want to open for?
I mean, it would be cool to like open. I think would fit good with like Local H.
Yeah,
that would be sweet.
Oh yeah, you would. I've seen them live.
Yeah,
really good.
So have we. Yeah.
Do they are they still touring now though? Are they active?
I mean,
Because when touring with Soul Asylum for a while.
Were
but
they?
Yeah. The show, we had tickets to the show and it got canceled, and it's
Oh,
been
no.
a little while now.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know.
'Cause I saw them in Boston like 10 years ago. They were really good. It wasn't the same drummer though, different drummer.
No, yeah, they did have a different drummer when we saw them a few years ago.
Yeah, but really good. But yeah, you would fit really well with.
I
Local
really want
H,
to play with. I really want to play with Scissor Fight, which is not. They're not so much. They're more like Boston big. You know, not
Yeah.
really like world renowned. But
Yeah.
I'd love
Yeah.
Scissor Fight.
Yeah,
And
I wanna play with Scissor Fight.
yeah.
Scissor Fight, play with us.
Yes, please.
I'd love to play with the Deftones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Scissor Fight too. They only occasionally
Yeah.
reunite, right?
They don't really play out as much anymore.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, yeah, I've seen them like once or twice.
Yeah.
Not even that many times because they don't really play that much.
Yeah.
But the bass player of Scissor Fight, my boyfriend is friends with, and he lives in the same town as him.
Yeah.
So like he kind of knows him. So then I kind of know them, and I see them, and they'll say hi, and I'm like, oh yeah, hi. I do know you a little bit.
Yeah. I like that song. New Hampshire's all right if you like fighting. I've played that on the show. I had to make a radio edit of it because it was a bad word, but great stuff. I'd like to interview those guys, but yeah, they're not around that much, unfortunately, anymore. But we are rapidly running out of time. So so before we do, and we're gonna play one more song in a minute to wrap up the show. But I want to make sure our listeners know where they should go online to keep up with what you're doing and social media, anything you want us to know about. And when your next show is, and anything you want to make sure our listeners are aware of.
All right. You can keep up with us on Instagram. We're there mostly at Wired for Sound NH.
Okay.
We also have a TikTok account. It's wired_for_sound_NH.
Okay.
And of course, Facebook as
Wired
well.
for Sound.
Yeah.
Yep,
Wired.fs on Facebook.
Yeah, and we're playing this weekend at O'Brien's Pub in Alston, Mass. And just check us out online, and we're always playing out.
Yeah, we always have gig announcements on Instagram and stuff. So that's usually the most reliable place to find, what's next.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we'll have some new music for you guys soon.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Well, I appreciate the three of you joining us today. This has been fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And shout out to our friends Dank Sinatra.
Yeah, Sinatra.
We love you
Thanks for
guys.
getting us on here. This is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll play one more track. What haven't we played that you would like me to play?
Here I
am. Yeah.
Here I am. We'll do that. Okay.
That's our short song.
Oh, okay. Well, we might end up. Well, if that's all right. If I end up having time for a second one, what should I play? Fun? We haven't played Fun, right?
Yeah. Do Fun. That's a good one.
Actually, let's go with Fun
All right.
because it's long. It's a little longer, right? Yeah, let's go with that. And then if we have time, I'll also play Here I Am.
All right. Sounds
All right,
good.
we'll see how it lines up. All right, thank you. And if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And thank you again, of course, for Eric Pilcher joining us in the first hour, as well as John Hopwood. And we will leave you with this. Fun. Wired for Sound.